Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lowe Down on the Floor. We're the podcast where we break down every twist, turn, and tile from Fox's hit competition show, The Floor. I'm Zach A, better known as Trees, bringing you all the shade and strategy from the previous night's episode. And as always, I'm joined by my two favorite co-hosts.
What's up, everyone? I'm Devin B, aka Road Trips, your guide to navigating the wild strategies, the shocking eliminations we saw on the floor. And trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got in store for you today and forever and ever and ever. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
And I'm Terry T, Bodies of Water, here to keep it real, keep it funny, and call out those bold, sometimes maybe questionable moves, because let's be honest, this season is filled with them, and that's why we are here to give you the Lowe Down.
Low down. So, my gentlemen, this is our first time actually seeing each other since the end of the season. How are you guys feeling?
I'm psyched about this show. I can't wait to see it. I have not told anybody, and I swear every promotion that comes out there has a logo over my face, so I'm still in the street.
I feel bad, and Terry can attest to this. Me and Terry at least get to be on the thumbnail of the trailers on YouTube. Wow, Zach, yeah, you're right. They don't even know if you're on the show yet.
I think I'm just the biggest secret. You know, they're waiting to show me last. Every little split second I'm on there, and my back is turned. There's a logo over my face. I'm the sleeper.
But don't fall asleep on them. How are you feeling, Terry?
I think, yeah. I mean, we had to do this podcast to get Zach's face out there. I mean, I think that was the start. But I'll tell you what, this is our first time being reunited, and it feels so good. But yeah, I know. I remember some of those shoulder rubs from Devin being right behind me on the floor. And Zach was a couple of squares away, but he always made his way over. And I think one of the things about we'll find out is Zach has a pun for it all, pun for fun, and that's why he's here because of all the people we met there. Nobody keeps it more loose, keeps it more energized than Zach. So I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
Terry, chill out. My wife listens to this podcast.
I forgot you guys are married. I thought we were hanging out.
They were good shoulder rubs, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I'm just happy to be back with you guys. This has been a journey. It is one of the most enriching things that I think I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm happy to finally get to share it with my friends and loved ones. Just the other day, one of my students said, "Hey, Mr. Brown, you a celebrity now?" I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, I saw you. I saw you. You was on the TV. You was rubbing your head, looking stressed. I'm like, hey, kid, that was my twin brother. I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. But I have to ask this question because we got to get it out. This is episode 0. This is the preseason for the Floor season 3. And we're going to have a lot of amazing guests on this podcast. And so we want to get us out of the way so we can focus more on them in the future. So, Terry, why did you want to be on the floor?
I initially, 250,000 for doing something that I mean, I used to tell everybody I'm a jack of all trades, master of most. But you find out when you get to the floor that there's a lot of those people out there. But I wanted to go out there, like always wanted to do a game show. I'm going to be real honest. I'm going to jump networks here. I always thought I was a Survivor guy. Like, I thought I could do Survivor. And then that was 20 years ago. They're in season 50 or something almost. But 20 years ago, I think I was a Survivor guy. And now I don't like the cold. I don't like bugs. I don't like too hot. Like I'm getting old. In this floor, like once I saw the first season of the floor, I knew, hey, this is what I want to go do. And kind of to what you said, Devin, the whole experience that we're going to get into, we're going to talk about. You can't really, that's why we're here, is to kind of share it and know for everybody sitting at home or maybe the people that are on the show, like how great of an experience it is and what that's like.
I've always loved trivia. I go to trivia every night. It's kind of I do it with my wife. We feel like people rather than just parents. It's the one night a week. We've been doing that for about 5 years now, every single week. So someone called me up, was like, I think you really need to be on television because, again, the puns. And I'm not gonna lie, that's probably why I chose what I chose. I don't like trees. I love the puns. What better way to get on TV than with a pun? That I didn't care about the money. I just want to get on television with a pun. That is my goal in
Zach,
life.
Zach, you said somebody told you should be on TV.
Somebody said that it's not just the face for radio, it's the puns for television.
That's what I was gonna. People are telling me you should really be on radio, or you should be on like anywhere but somewhere they can see you.
Yeah.
So back to what you said, Devin, a little bit. Getting back to then you is you're a teacher and your students are all pumped up. Like Mr. Brown, you're gonna have a whole school rooting for you. For those that don't know, I'm an assistant principal. I'm gonna have the whole every student in there is rooting for me to lose and lose quick. And who knows? I might bring them so much joy and happiness that I'm just right away. Bye, guys, and they will never let me live it down.
I understand. And going the same trajectory as you, I'm a trivia guy. I play trivia all the time. I was a part of a championship level trivia team back in Washington, D.C. We were the token black guys. We were the only all black team and all white trivia team. And so we was like, I'm lying. It wasn't all black. We had a white woman because we didn't know about Harry Potter and horses. I don't know. We needed diversity, right? You need that on your squad sometimes.
Harry Potter and horses. There was like her two categories.
She knew more than that, but it was definitely a help. Shout out to the team and the squad. And so watching that show, I was like, hey, I could win. Ladies and gentlemen, in America, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to my co-host right now. America, it's a lot harder than that. By Jove, it's a lot harder than what it looked like, especially if you just saw season one and hadn't seen season two yet. It's a lot harder than that. I think no shade to season one, but it might come off shady, even though I am not a tree. Uh I believe that most people on season three would have won season one. That's the way I feel about it at this certain point in time. Because this is how, and this is just me hyping up season three. You should watch it. It's gonna be great. But I was like, I think I can win this. And then I got on the show and I was like, I just want to survive. And I think I did pretty good. No spoilers
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, listen, hey, the strategy talk on the side, the general commenting on the side right before you're sitting on the floor and they're panning over the audience and everyone's just talking smack on the side, that gets aired. I may lose a few friends.
That's good. That's good. And I think you guys know too, season one, season two, they're floor family. They're gonna be watching this. They're gonna watch our season. We support them. But again, we're biased. We like our season, we like that. But you said you guys both big trivia guys. I played trivia a lot less. What were your trivia team names when you were out there? Like I had a certain name and they knew when Victorious Secrets came in, not Victoria's, Victorious Secrets came in, it was probably game over. Game over.
My absolute favorite one is sorry, Michael Jackson, Boys to Men is not a delivery service. But that's really hard to write on on the like
You
I
run out
said,
of characters. You run out of characters.
but
Characters.
mostly not appropriate for television. It's really hard to write. So my favorite one is OG. It's really easy to write, if you're feeling lazy.
Yeah. Oh my
Uh,
God.
we've been doing it
Oh
for
my.
about 5 years now, so OG's
That's
easy.
all.
So Terry, we know why Zach chose trees as his categories. Why bodies of water?
Well, I live in Ohio and we have one lake near us, but
It's great
bodies of
though. It's great.
I know, it is. Bodies of water. I've always been kind of a geography guy. Like I said, when I was going in here, it was between geography, sports categories, movies, movie quotes. When you go in there, and when you go through the process, people might not know is they interview you and kind of get a feel for you, who you are in some of those things. And I think when it gets down to categories, obviously they're running the show. But geography is definitely something I think I'm good at, something I think I know a lot about. But I think Devin, I think you and I both had a talk on the floor actually in one of the breaks there where we talked about license plates, and that's a little bit of geography. but it's also a little bit running into your category of road trips. So you told me the story on why you know
Yeah.
license plates.
Yeah. So America, I am road trips by happenstance. I told these people I wanted to do the United States license plates. And my mom said, "Hey, you're a fool. There's too many license plates out there, son." And I said, "Hey, I know them. I know all the alternates. I know all of them."
Yeah.
And I for the longest I thought I was going to be US license plates until I actually got to the floor and they was like road trips. And I was like, I've been on road trips, hence why I know the license plates, but it's no challenge I couldn't face.
There's been 181 categories picked before we even got to choose our 100. So, they've got to be running low on what some of those things can be. Yeah, I think the strategy at some point, I was probably a late addition to the show because I think I went through 15 different things like taken, taken, taken. They're like, how are you feeling about that? I'm like, single thing that I wanted was already on the show. That makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
So I think, trees ended up being more of a defensive move because who's coming for trees? But then who's coming for bodies of water or road trips? Like there are a lot of hard categories that I think a lot of people had some good defense.
And America, you will find out who did indeed come for road trips, bodies of water, and trees,
That's right.
and see how we fared. And just going on what you guys said, I love season one. I love season two. And knowing that season two and season three, and if I'm saying anything that's spoilery, we are on the Reddit pages, we're on the Wikipedia pages, we have people who have alerts on Twitter and all other social media. You fans know way more than you should about a lot of things. So I feel you already know that season two and season three were shot back to
Hey,
back.
but are they correct in all their assumptions?
True, 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 true.
We may have to
Because
confirm some of those on the show.
oh, you are right. I have seen some false information already out there. I'm like, that's not it. You
Yeah.
had too much time on your hand, you internet sleuths.
They're
But
watching those commercials and taking snapshots,
it's
trying to figure
so
it out.
it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But I say season three has the most strategic people. And I don't want to spoil it because this season is chock full of some of the smartest, brightest, most strategic players that the floor has ever seen. And you're looking at three of them right now. And our strategy was friendship.
I was gonna say, and then there's us three who are here. I was gonna go the total opposite direction. I'm like, we met some really smart people. And then we said we'll talk about them. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about those smart people.
And we were there too.
Yeah,
My ego won't allow me to say that.
that's okay.
Oh my goodness. But the strategy of friendship was pretty unique. And we actually have to talk about the story of us because we are an unlikely trio. And I'm actually America. This is me not actually knowing how they perceive how this whole thing started. I know I have my story about how this whole thing started, which might be a whole blur, but I this is going to be story time for everyone. How did we become this unlikely trio for the floor?
So I actually have my Terry story. I believe we were wearing the same shirt from Costco, and I went up and I was like, or I think I was like, Costco. He was like, Costco is like one of those. Do we just become best friends? Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was our first meeting. And then I realized Zach has a binders. Zach knows how to study. I'm like, I should know this Zach guy. Like he knows, and he's talking about AI studying for him. And I'm like, AI, like the Terminator. I was all over the place. I'm like, Zach is beyond his why is beyond. And then Devin was, I call Devin by default. Like he was the guy behind me. When he says he gets bored, he talks. I know more about Devin than I should. I know he has a wife, he has a family, he has kids, and all those things. But I'll trust you when Devin says that his ego wouldn't let him. He knows everything about everything. Every time there was a duel that we watched, and we're sitting there watching on the floor. like Devin's whispering the answers out, and I'm like, I'm not touching this guy behind me. I don't know what road trips he went on, but I'm not going on a road trip right behind me. I'll tell
Right.
you that right now. I'm not going to that floor. And we talked about friendships, and I think it'll be brought up in the show. Um, and I think it's even in one of the trailers that was just released, talking about it's not about friendship. And one of the guys made a comment about it, but Devin, I think there was a little gentleman's agreement between us, and I don't know if Zach had those over in his neck of the woods or not.
I
What
know
what
we had general agreements in my neck of the woods, but we definitely had mutually assured destruction type agreements.
hey Terry, what does Rob know? He doesn't know the power of friendship and what it can do for you. And America, you just heard strategy. Just whisper all the answers to the person in front of you,
Yeah,
and he won't touch you.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
That,
ain't going there.
a lot of people, right when we first all met and everyone was getting there and no one really knew everybody, I remember Devin just talking to everybody. Like he was social butterfly,
I'm
making
not
sure everyone knew not to come for him. Like I don't know if that was his strategy or if that's just who he is, but I remember
wrong,
that.
wrong again. Nerves. Because to be
Nerds,
honest, yep.
you got that Sheldon Cooper shirt on. You're like, what?
So my thing is when you get on the set, and this is for anyone who's planning to do this show. This is why this is the lowdown. You get to download on the floor. Hey, I think we got a tagline. Um, I was paranoid. I looked at everyone in that room and I was like, I do not trust any of these people. Not a one of them. They're all out for my destruction. And I feel they're already playing mind games. I especially people like, hey, you want to go drinking tonight? And I was like, of course you want to go drinking tonight because you want me to not be on my A game. No, sir. This is not what's about to happen. But I found two gentlemen I could trust. I literally went up to Terry because I thought he looked like Andrew Whitworth. That's the football player, the offensive
I get it
lineman.
all the time. Andrew Whitworth. I mean, people are get it. I've been asked in public. I'm like, no, nope. He's actually on TV right now. He's like, nope, that's not me. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yep, I get that a lot. So that's why you went up to me, not because I didn't look scary or intimidating.
No, because like I said, there was a couple of people that already looked semi-famous. I'm like, yo, I'm on here with a bunch of rings. Let me ask this guy. He's probably categories NFL football teams and coaching staff or something stupid or weird. Let me ask him to figure out what's going on. And you were like, no, I get that. Like, who do you think I look like? I'm like, all right. And then we were kind of friends, and I kind of followed him around. And then I don't. Zach, I don't actually know how we end up getting in the mix because next thing I
I
know,
think
we were
you
at
were
the
just
bar.
after you saw me and how big my binder was, and you were just
Binder envy.
I didn't even know you had a binder until I was like, "You have a binder? Your wife really loves you."
oh my God, she printed out like hundreds of pages, and I'm like, you really want me to come back with this money, I guess. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do this. I text my wife like, "You didn't bring me no binder."
Oh, they're like just walking around with it, going, I bet everyone's afraid of me now.
I really was like, "Hey, he looks cool." I think you laughed at one of my jokes, and that's always like a key to friendship. Like, oh, you find that funny as well? Cool. Do you want to drink? You drink, great. If you don't drink, I don't know how to make adult friends after that. Cool.
Hey, Devin, talking about friendships and stuff, and I think we all going through the experience, we obviously we say friends, but we keep in touch via text. This is literally the first time in person seeing, I have seen other people that I've met on the floor since then. Um, but talking about that, when you arrived before the game started, did you find yourself looking around, Zach, Devin? Did you find yourself looking around? Are they on the floor? Or even on the flight when you're going, I wonder if they're on the floor. I wonder if they're on, like, my mind was playing, like, I was strategizing with people who weren't even on the show. Like, I was beating these people, like people in the airport, going wherever. And I'm like, if they're on the show, I got them. Like, they
I
weren't.
got I got to the hotel at 4:30 in the morning,
Oh, wow.
and I was like right across from the lobby outside, like my outside window. And I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have watched for a while, just like who's walking in. I bet is that person like on the show or they part of the show somehow. Am I gonna see Rob Lowe? Like he's probably not staying in the
Not this hotel.
hotel. But like I was just watching, I'm like, okay, I see this person. That looks like they could be a trivia person. All right. Trying to guess what their categories are gonna be and size them up.
I honestly say at the airport, it was a young lady who went from Nashville to the same connecting flight that I was on, and we both got out and we both went to the ticket counter to get our tickets cleared. I looked at her and I just said road trips, and she said math, and I was like, oh, okay. And we just cleared it away like that. I was like, but we're really close now. Did not talk to her the whole time we were actually on the floor, like, because I was just, once again, I was a little too paranoid. I didn't want to get in, but she's really, really cool peoples and everything like that. This is the Lowe Down on the floor, where you will get the down low on the floor, and we hope you're super, super excited about this new season 3.
I'm looking forward to having some guests on the show, talk about what went through their head, what strategies they had, and anything that may have gone on that just like, oh man, what happened there? Like can't wait to like hear from those people.
In myself too, it was my first TV show out there, first TV show, and I had to wear makeup, and it wasn't on my face. They're like, Terry, your head. We need to put some powder on that thing. So when the people want that hair and makeup, they're like, Terry, it's time for head and makeup. So I learned a lot about being on a show, about being that, and I think it's just fascinating that a lot of people probably don't get, and we're here to share all of that with you as the season goes on. So.
Yeah. I'm excited.
If you like what you're listening to, feel free to like and subscribe, share with your favorite floor besties, and we'll fill you in on all the download on the
floor. Making it right?
We're working it out.
I almost went ceiling with it, so